Hello and welcome back to the Movie Pope podcast. And today we are going to be taking a look at the trailer for Wonder Man, the latest project coming from Marvel Studios. And I gotta say, I remember there was a survey that popped up on my YouTube feed the other day that said, should the MCU end? And I voted yes, it should. Surprisingly, when I looked at the results, I think 30% of people wanted it to end and 60% of people wanted it to continue, which
Oh,
made me scratch my head because you
why?
have to wonder, like, yeah, like what else can you add to it, right? Because for as long as we've been doing the show, um, we've reviewed a decent number of Marvel Studios projects. I mean, the most recent one was Fantastic Four: First Steps, and before that, we did Thunderbolts and Captain America: Brave New World, aka Incredible Hulk 2. But we've also done a lot of trailer reactions to a lot of Marvel, shows, and frankly, these are shows that you and I will never, do reviews of because it's just a waste of time. So,
Yeah, like Marvel Zombies that I just watched recently.
well, I mean, because it's 4 episodes, I mean, we do have to take a look at that. But
That's fine. It was a pretty quick watch. So
yeah, I mean, it's very forgettable. Plus, at least it wasn't. I'll say this: at least it wasn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it was like 50 plus minutes. Like it was half an hour, which is
yeah,
appropriate for an animated short.
yeah,
But but the thing is, and I think you mentioned this too, is that Marvel kind of has a tendency to create shows and miniseries for characters that we really are never going to see on the big screen, right? So so a few that stand out for me, the big one's Werewolf by Night. It came out like 4 years ago. It was a Halloween special that they were doing at that time, and it starred and it had Jack Russell, aka Werewolf by Night, and he only appeared in that one special, and that was it. We had never seen him since on the big screen or on other shows, right? And then you did a review of Echo, very briefly, and I had
yes.
I had no idea who Echo was until I watched it. Until I watched your review. I didn't watch the show. I watched your review, and and I was just sitting there thinking, who the hell are these characters, and why are they giving them a show? Like these are, I mean, unless you're like an avid comic book fan, like like when Spider-Man appeared in which issue, in which year, then most of us and the general public are not going to have any idea of who these characters are.
Yeah, I know that they've talked about doing like a young Avengers, right? That's gonna have. I believe they mentioned like maybe Echo and Chick
Yeah,
from
but
Hawkeye and everything would be in there.
but that's
So
been but that's been on but yeah but that's been on the slate for years. Like
that's true. Yes,
they've been
that's
talking
true.
about
There's
that
no
for.
guarantee.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
very
it's
true.
because I think it was after Avengers Endgame they were saying, well, we're gonna start including Cassie Lang. She's gonna be like the new size changing hero, and then they're gonna have Kate Bishop and
Yes,
Kamala Khan and all those people
yes.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, but um, but it's just so weird how, because here's my thing, like if you're going to do a Marvel show, because of the way that Marvel operates, right, you would expect to see them, either make appearances or cameos in other shows, or the show is kind of like, the introductory course, as it were, to who this character is before they make their appearance in, I don't know, Avengers Doomsday, or Avengers Secret Wars, right? Because I mean, look at what happened with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, we see Sam Wilson wrestling with what it means to carry on the mantle of Captain America before he becomes Captain America, and then we reviewed that movie, which we wish we had no eyes after watching it. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, what is the point of doing these shows if there's no big payoff, right? Because even if the shows
Mm-hmm.
are horrible, you should at least, you at least have that expectation of, oh, well, we're probably going to see them again, in some capacity. Maybe they'll be helping the Avengers, or maybe they'll be part of the new lineup of the Avengers, because the old Avengers have just decided, I don't want to do this anymore. Because obviously, some of them have died, like Natasha
I'm getting too
Romanoff,
old for this shit.
Iron Man, and then Steve Rogers, is like, well, I may come back, but I prefer to like spend my time with Peggy. But Peggy's dead, so oh well. But I don't know. They're taking up space, dude. So here we've got
I
Wonder
agree, and I think that's it's the problem with just the Marvel as a whole, right? When you start to have all these interconnected stories and you have all these big things, you're expecting these characters to show up or do something else.
Yeah.
And for most of them, it just is not, or for some of them, it's not happening. So,
well, I don't even. Well, I'll say this: like, if you're gonna do a show, at least do it on the characters that you know are gonna be relevant or play a bigger role, right? Like,
yeah.
Like WandaVision. I mean, we know. I mean, we get to see how messed up of a human Wanda is because she goes batshit crazy in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, right? And apparently she's dead, but apparently she could come back. I don't know. But then you also have like characters like Did you watch the new Daredevil series, by the way, Born Again?
Yes. Yeah, I watched season 1. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not entirely sure, but I have heard rumors that Charlie Cox is going to start playing a much bigger role in the in the Avengers films. I don't know how big of a role he can play because he's mostly confined to Hell's Kitchen in New York, but
Mm-hmm. He's a street level hero, right? Like that's kind of what he is. So
yeah, it's kind of like Spider-Man. He's like the friendly neighborhood superhero, right?
Yeah.
But here, Wonder Man is one of those characters that we really don't know too much about, unless, again, you're a huge comic book fan. Now, I do know that Wonder Man has spent some time as a member of the Avengers in the comics, and his brother is Eric Williams, who is the Grim Reaper, and the Grim Reaper is a villain and an enemy of the Avengers. But that's pretty much all I know here. So here in this miniseries, we have Yahya Abdul-Mateen II playing Simon
thank
Williams.
Goodness you said that name. Thank goodness.
You were agonizing over that too. You're like, oh my god, how the fuck do I say this name? I'm like, sound it out, Lee. Sound it out.
I don't know, man. It's got things that shouldn't be there. How many Y's can you have in your first name?
Hey, I mean, if you ever go to Wales, they have like 4 L's in someone's name. So, so have fun with that. But here we've got Simon Williams, who's basically an actor who's trying to get a role in a movie or I guess a revival of an old movie called Wonder Man. And it's trying to be very meta, but I'll be honest with you, like as I was watching it, I was just thinking to myself, it just doesn't feel very charming because had they done this like maybe 10 years ago, maybe it might have been a bit whimsical, but here it kind of just feels a bit played out. So let's take a look at Wonder Man here.
The
All I can think about is how close it is.
Today
It's just Wonder Woman
internationally
makes the
celebrated
tail.
and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of retirement to sign on for a remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, could you tell us more?
Everyone is tired of superheroes. There is an opportunity to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So,
Oh, that's weird. Now that you mentioned the meta
audition you were
feel,
talking about.
It's a
it is very.
huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
Did you hear about Wonder Man?
I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
Oh, Leo ain't gonna do that, right?
No.
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to come up with a backstory for the character.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and
Isn't
say
weird
them.
seeing Ben Kingsley in it, right?
Yeah.
Because he's
Well, in process
like-
can go blow a spider.
like he's already got a character. Like it's really throwing me off to see Ben Kingsley in this.
I mean, if you think that's weird, I mean, yeah, I mean, I really don't know really don't know what else that character can do because he pretended to be, he was the Mandarin, then you found out he wasn't the Mandarin, he was just a crazy actor, and then now he's, I guess, trying to get back into Hollywood. Like,
It's throwing me through loops. So I'm like, are we supposed to know, like, hey, cool, that guy was in Shang-Chi, or is he just playing a totally separate person that has nothing to do with it? I don't know what to really think with that, right?
I don't think even they know what they want to do anymore because keep in mind the guy who is the showrunner for Wonder Man. This is the same guy who directed Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. So
Oh, is it?
yes,
Oh, what?
it is. So it's like
Oh.
you kind of
Like,
wonder
is it like a continue? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just continue.
You guys killing
More
it in there,
questions.
bro.
Where have we seen him before?
Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
Is
Oh,
he slate whenever
okay.
you're ready?
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Listen to me, Simon. The callback is happening now. Just be normal.
Normal man. The breakdown is go method.
You never go method, right?
Come in. Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
Haven't we learned that already? You don't do
So
method
you are here
acting.
for me, Von Kovac? Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. I want to explore the place between fiction and non-fiction.
That's tight.
We are going to make the last movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another. And action!
Any news from Von Kovac?
There is news you'll be the first to know.
Unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
Oh, it's a series? What the shit?
well mini-series.
Oh, I did not. Okay, sure, why not? I
So Trevor Slattery is back. Well, we thought he was done in Shang-Chi, but apparently he's not. I mean, we're gonna see him again because after being the Mandarin and not the Mandarin and a few other things, now he's trying to rebuild his career as an actor. I just think it's funny, like, even though the movie is supposed to focus on the actor playing Wonder Man, we automatically go to Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, but because like it's just so weird that you're gonna bring in this character that we've seen before, and they even like reference it in the trailer, right? So I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, okay, I guess that answers my question. If we waited just a few moments, it would have been like, oh, so it is that same character, right? Once again from Ben Kingsley, but yeah, it's just like it's very. I think you hit it on the head when you said that it was very meta, right? It does kind of like make this kind of really weird like look of how you're gonna do something like this when the kind of joke is like almost everyone's been in some type of Marvel or DC project at a certain stage. So you start to bring in more of these people, but I'm watching this and I'm like, what am I gleaning from this trailer, right? Do I know anything about Wonder Man? No, he's just like some guy. Is he going to have special powers? Is this like nothing even related to the superheroes? It's just a guy called Wonder Man. And is there not going to be anything there? I don't know, because they really didn't give us much of anything. And I would have at least liked to see a little bit of it, right? That would have been good to see.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was kind of distracting is the director guy. Is that not the guy from Superman?
Yeah, the evil president guy who gets killed by
Okay,
by
I wanted to be sure because I was like, is that the same dude? So once again, kind of weird that we're in this and you're like, okay, cool, we're gonna take a dude that just got done in a big DC film, we're gonna put him on our Marvel project, just to not make everything be a little bit more weird as we're watching the trailer. So
let me ask you this, like, so the meta angle. I mean, usually when people do the meta thing, they're trying to point out something or they're trying to be very whimsical, right? I remember Community, made it a big deal when they, during their 6th season run, and I thought it was pretty cute because Dan Harmon, obviously, whenever Dan Harmon does anything, like, he gets very meta, but he does it in a way that you kind of sit back and think to yourself, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. What did you think about the whole meta angle they were going with? I
don't know. It's hard. It's hard to tell from the trailer, right? Because really, we see some characters that have obviously existed in other projects that they even reference in this. But I don't know how much that it's true. It's truly going to be meta or not, right? Because
just for context. So basically, and I had to do some reading on this. So basically, this Kovacs guy, he directed a movie way back in the day called Wonder Man, and now he's decided I'm going to revive Wonder Man and kind of bring it into the 21st century, right? It's kind of like, I mean, insert any old school project that has been rebooted, right? We've reviewed a bunch of them on the show, and in the show, this character Simon Williams decides I'm going to play Wonder Man. I'm perfect for the role, right? So that's basically what's going on here. Now I don't know if it's going to be like an Entourage thing where each episode it's Simon Williams trying to figure out how do I get this role of Wonder Man and how do I convince Kovacs that I'm right for Wonder Man. But you kind of have to wonder like how well is it going to play out? That's my thing.
Yes. It definitely does make me question that. It is kind of funny that they're throwing Slattery back into it, right? Played by Ben Kingsley, because it's like he was also a actor, right? From the Iron Man films, so there is a little bit there, but it's just like I don't know. Is that gonna be the running joke? Does this guy? I know he has powers, right? So he must get something that's gonna happen to him that's going to give him powers. Is that going to be like the appeal? I don't really know.
I think from what I read, he already has powers. So he's a guy. He's basically a superpowered actor, right? He's a superhero trying to become an actor, kind of like Jennifer Walters is a Hulk, but she's a lawyer. I think that's
okay.
Because you remember in She-Hulk, I think their specialty was they work with metahumans as their clients. So I was just thinking about this too, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. What if they start referencing Jennifer Walters' practice? Because like I said, they do represent metahuman clients, and I don't think they really specify what kind of law they practice, but I wouldn't be surprised if entertainment law was one of them, because they are in the California, LA area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I guess anything is possible, right? I mean, it is, I guess, kind of a goofy thing to think about, like a superhero becoming like an actor, though. I mean, I guess we have seen, some of that already kind of represented in other films. Like I'm thinking back to like the Eternals, right? That no one really liked. But the guy,
yeah, but they didn't do it right. It wasn't funny. Here they're gonna make it funny, Lee.
Yes, well, I guess we'll see, right? Because that's definitely gonna be very open to interpretation. So,
yeah.
I mean, if that's the gag, where it's just like, hey, it's a superhero trying to play this hero, and like, he kind of sneakily uses his abilities to kind of like, I guess, kind of show that he's, truly could be the Wonder Man, right? I think there could be some humor there, but it just feels like on the surface kind of odd. And I will say that the Marvel humor to me has really kind of run dry after a while, right? I think we've seen so many of these films where, we even have like the whole phrase like Marvel humor kind of coined at this stage, because there's always kind of this, kind of snarky remarks and everything that they do. So,
for God's sakes, Lee, watch your language.
So I don't know what to think about it. There's not enough that the trailer really gave me, and I just don't know if I have an 8-episode miniseries on a character that I don't really know, and I don't know what he's going to really bring to the table is going to be worthwhile, right? Because we've seen, to me, a lot of these miniseries have culminated to next to nothing.
Right.
Echo
being a good example. Yeah.
Yeah. Echo was just a whole bunch of noise. I watched the, Ironheart, right, which was, to me.
Oh, you actually did watch that?
Yes, I watched Ironheart in its entirety.
Holy shit, dude!
Watched it all the way through, and like I said, about the only positive thing I could say about Ironheart was, well. There wasn't much, right? There wasn't a whole lot that I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to watch more Ironheart. So I mean,
wow, Halloween must have been really lonely for you, Lee.
I watched Ironheart when it came out, right? So it's been a while, right? I watched Ironheart some time ago.
I thought you were watching just to scare yourself.
No. I will say Mephisto, Sacha Baron Cohen playing that character was really good, but this is not Ironheart review. But the point is that there's too many of these, there's too many of these shows that come out that to me have not really hit the landing, right? Or really did anything positive to begin with. So I think you've seen like a lot of these failures, Secret Invasion being another one, right? That
Yeah,
was
we
just
did a review of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like it's just not good. So it doesn't really give me a whole lot of faith that seeing these other ones, that all of a sudden they're gonna figure out how to create these mini series and make them good. So
they're
I've been
going for
wrong before.
Yeah, well, they're going for that humor angle, and I'll tell you what kind of depressed me was that some of the stuff that they did I thought was kind of got a chuckle out of me, but I was just wondering, like is this the kind of, because to your point, is this the kind of humor that's kind of catered to middle-aged people like us? Because if you showed it to someone in their 20s, they would probably look at it and just be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
But if you showed it to someone in the who's like 40, they'll probably like laugh a little bit and like, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny. In which case, Marvel at this point isn't really going for the younger audience. They're going after people like us, Lee.
Well, I hate
for
to
the
tell them
middle-aged
this. They ain't hitting their mark, right? They definitely not been hitting their mark. So we'll have to, I guess, see where they go from there. But I will say, not been impressed so far, and I don't know if this is going to change my mind. So,
well, we'll just have to wait, for January 27th to come rolling around. Should be, within a few months. But let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. Are you excited for Wonder Man? Do you think this is Marvel, doing the same old, or do you feel like maybe they might try to do something new? And if you are middle-aged, do you get the humor, or if you're younger, do you think this humor is a bit weird? Let us know down in the comments below, and remember to like, comment, subscribe. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.